Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney and today is Wednesday, January 12th. This is where we bring you the top stories, the stories that all of you are reading the most from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. We start off with new information that we're learning about the woman who has been accused and has been charged in the killing of Cleveland police officer Shane Bartek. We now know that she's also been indicted related to 2 robberies in the Cleveland area. Now, as a reminder, she's been charged with aggravated murder in the killing of Shane Bartek. She's been indicted on 10 counts for her alleged role in 2 armed robberies. On this morning, a Cuyahoga County prosecutor, Michael O'Malley, announced that a grand jury returned a 10-count indictment against Tamara McLeod. These were for robberies that happened in November. She was also accompanied by 18-year-old Jada Height, allegedly, for these issues, also indicted by the grand jury. Now, according to investigators, these issues happened on November 2nd. These incidents, a string of events in and around Lakewood. So for those particular incidents, Tamara McLeod has been charged with 2 counts of felonious assault, 4 counts of aggravated robbery, 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle, and 1 count of having weapons under a disability. For the specifics of the particular incidents that Tamara McLeod is being accused of being a part of, you can go to WKYC.com. Now, as a reminder, for her alleged role in the killing of Officer Bartek, she's alleged to have shot and killed him during a carjacking in an apartment complex parking lot on New Year's Eve at around 6 p.m. This was on Rocky River Drive. It was determined that Officer Bartek, though off duty, was acting in the line of duty. There are 10 charges against McLeod for the incident, including 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated murder, and her bond is now set at $5 million. Now we have an update coming from Akron Children's Hospital. They have told unvaccinated workers that they will be placed on unpaid leave. This is after the deadline to get vaccinated has passed. That deadline was set for January 11th. 3 News received the following statement from the Chief Operating Officer at Akron Children's Hospital. I'll read that statement to you now. While the January 11th deadline for our COVID-19 vaccination requirement is firm, we are working with those employees who have expressed in good faith their commitment to be fully vaccinated. Those employees for which we have no record of vaccination or exemption were notified on Friday that they will be placed on unpaid leave. This will not happen without a one-on-one meeting between an employee and a manager. We value the contribution of each and every employee, but we must uphold our founding promise to provide the best care possible for every child in our service area. A vaccinated worker is the best way to protect our patients, especially those who are immunocompromised, chronically ill, or not yet eligible to be vaccinated. Now let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in from the Ohio Department of Health. In the last 24 hours, there have been 20,093 new reported cases of COVID-19. Right now, our positivity rate is at 27.2%. That means for all of the COVID-19 tests being done, 27.2% of them are coming back positive. So a little over 1 in 4 coming back positive. Right now, there are 6,637 people who are in the hospital being treated for COVID-19. Out of those people, 1,221 of them are being treated in an intensive care unit. Now, switching gears, if you will be driving around the highways in the Akron area, there are lots of changes that are coming today and also tomorrow, and these will extend through the late fall. These changes affect Interstate 76, also Interstate 77, and State Route 59. We have them all laid out on WKYC.com. So if your day-to-day driving or any driving that you have planned involves going through the Akron area on I-76, I-77, or Route 59, you're going to want to take a look at that article. Again, that's on WKYC.com. And now, let's switch gears. With it being Wednesday, we have our good news break for you. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m., our show, It's All Good News, goes up on YouTube, on the WKYC YouTube page. And we are back from the holiday hiatus today with great stories to make you smile. A couple of the ones in there. We have a local teacher from Columbus, a middle school teacher. Her name is Katie Silcott. She is up for a Grammy Award. She was nominated by her student. She's one of 10 people up for the Music Educator Award. There's a big prize for her and for her music program. If she gets it, we get to hear from her. Also, if you haven't yet gotten rid of your Christmas tree, you might want to potentially hold on to that, and you could actually do some good with it, and it involves goats. So we explain that in this week's episode of It's All Good News, and we also have a very sweet note from a third grader in Lorain to Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield, who had heard from her mom that he was having a bit of a hard time. People were being a little critical of Baker Mayfield. A little is being generous. People were being very critical of Baker Mayfield. So when this third grader heard about it, Brooklyn Shue, she sent him a message. We have that message, and we also get to talk to Brooklyn and her mom. Those are just a couple of the stories in this week's episode of It's All Good News. So if you need a smile, check that out. Now, speaking of the Cleveland Browns, we do know from general manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski that they have committed to Baker Mayfield being the starting quarterback in 2022. That's what they've said. We have to take their word at it. But in all likelihood, his backup quarterback, Case Keenum, might not be returning to the Cleveland Browns. It could potentially be a salary cap issue. So there are some prospects out there that the Browns could be looking at. And our 3 News' Ben Axelrod breaks them down, talking about who the Browns could potentially take a look at, or who would potentially even be available if the Browns wanted to take a look at it. Some of those elite quarterbacks that could potentially be available might be looking to make a change in their situation. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, notoriously not been super pleased with that situation. Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson, and also Houston Texans Deshaun Watson. Now, there are also some proven starters just underneath those elite starters that could potentially be of interest and could potentially be available. The Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr, also San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, Atlanta Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan, and Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, which could be familiar for Kevin Stefanski. Remember, before he came to Cleveland, he spent some time as the quarterback's coach in Minnesota. There are also other intriguing options available. Ben Axelrod breaks those all down on WKYC.com, plus takes a look at the 2022 draft class. So for more on that, make sure you head to WKYC.com. And it is a big life moment for a designer here in Cleveland. Her name is Sierra Boyd. She's 26 years old, and she got to create clothing for Cardi B herself. Yes, that Cardi B, the famous rapper. So Sierra Boyd, she owns a company called Frisk Me Good Inc. It's a clothing line dedicated to sort of mixing bold and flashy designs that focus on upcycling and sustainability. She says she loves to go to the thrift shop and sort of let things find her and then put things together from there. Well, Cardi B's stylist reached out to Sierra. The stylist's name is Colin. Reached out to Sierra on Instagram. And they said they wanted something super hot for Cardi B to wear. And at first she didn't think that it was necessarily real, but it did turn out to be real. And we have the proof because we see Cardi B decked out in the neon green Balenciaga corset that Sierra styled for her. It's incredible. Here's what Sierra said about it. I definitely want to give a huge shout out to Cardi and her team. You all really gave me a you go girl moment and really made me feel validated as a small growing designer. I'm so proud of that, and I will forever be grateful for that. Huge moment for her. Congratulations to Sierra. We love to see it. Now, as we take a look at what's coming up next week, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's coming up on Monday. So we've got your guide to things that are honoring the life and legacy of Dr. King on WKYC.com. Now, because of the pandemic, the unpredictable nature of COVID-19 right now, a lot of the events also have a virtual option, but there are some in-person programs. We've got those lists up on WKYC.com. The events span Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday, and the ones that we have up right now span between Cleveland and Akron. So if you're looking for something to do to honor the life and legacy of Dr. King, we have those options available for you on WKYC.com. That's it for your 3 News Now update today for Wednesday, January 12th. I will see you back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now.